Hi, I'm Joe Finsternis, and tonight I'm going to be talking to you about a movie called Bad Santa. Like Arthur Christmas, this is another one of those movies that when it first came out, I didn't really have much interest in it, but since its release, it has gained a bit of a reputation. Um, Definitely the boldest statement that I've heard about this was on a show called Top 5 on Netflix, where one of these guys referred to this as the greatest Christmas movie of all time. So I finally sat down and gave it a watch. And basically, this movie follows a guy named Will who is just about the most miserable human being on the planet. Um, he had this bad childhood, and as an adult, he pretty much takes it out on everyone. He's rude, he's irresponsible, he's disgusting. He's a pretty unlikable guy who you probably wouldn't want to be around in real life, but he is pretty amusing to watch, and he has a lot of scenes in the movie that are pretty damn funny. Um, and he happens to work as this mall Santa. You know, every year he goes to a different mall in a different city, and at the end of December, he and this partner that he has rob the mall and take all this money, and that's pretty much how Will manages to survive throughout the years. Um, but one day he comes across this kid as he's doing his mall Santa routine, and the kid grows a kind of fondness for Will for whatever reason. Uh, and in personality, he's pretty much the complete opposite. You know, whereas Will is very crass and rude, the kid is more generous and pure. At the same time, I would say that on a scale of intelligence, he is almost equal to Will. Take that for what it's worth. And the scenes between the two are pretty funny to watch. With all these rude comments that are being thrown at this kid, he's just completely oblivious to them. He does not give a shit. But it's this kid that kind of helps Will grow throughout the film and helps him turn over a new leaf. And I know it sounds like I'm giving away a big spoiler when I say that, but you pretty much know which direction this movie is going to take. It's one of those scenarios where the asshole is the main character. If it was a serious movie, he would probably remain an asshole throughout, but when it's a comedy, you know that he's going to eventually redeem himself. And the movie does have a few heartfelt moments scattered throughout, but there was never really any point where I grew misty-eyed in it, and I think that's because, along with some of these touching moments, it still managed to keep the comedic energy flowing. And I think that really worked to the movie's advantage because it never forgot what type of film it was setting out to be. There was one particularly sad scene which came pretty close to bringing me to tears, but then it was punctuated by this great moment of comedy. A couple of years previous to this, Adam Sandler released a very similar holiday film called 8 Crazy Nights, which told, you know, the same type of story where an asshole is supposed to redeem himself. And I would say that Bad Santa is the type of movie that 8 Crazy Nights merely attempted to be. But as far as best Christmas movie of all time, I still prefer It's a Wonderful Life, but if I were to make a top 10 list, this would be sure to be up there somewhere. In the end, if you are a sensitive person and you find nothing humorous about grown men being mean to kids, then don't watch this movie. But if you can take some mean-spirited humor, then Bad Santa does come recommended. Anyway, that's all I've got to say about this movie. I hope you all have a good one.